Bronny, a draft prospect, can participate in this week's pre-draft combine in Chicago. Rangers can end their second-round Stanley Cup playoff series with a win over the Hurricanes. Game 5 tonight, 7 Eastern ESPN, followed by Stars and Avalanche Game 4. Dallas is up 2-1.
Handshake Barbershop, a vintage barbershop feel where you can catch up with an old friend and maybe make a new one. We still do classic men's haircuts, beard trims, and hot towel straight razor shaves. Plus, we offer more modern, trendy haircut services. Enjoy arcade games and rock and roll spinning on vinyl while you're here too. Book your appointment online at handshakebarbershop.com. Everything you love about your favorite barbershop, but with our own special DNA. In Arab, Gunnersville, and now at Cherokee Ridge Country Club. Online at handshakebarbershop.com.
Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and Twitch. Just search 97.7 ESPN. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Welcome to the Morning Blitz with John Abraham, Captain Cool, and the Bandy Man Bailey Lowry. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Captain Cool.
Hello and welcome in to the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Captain Cool, alongside the Bandy Man, out on location here at the Charity Golf Classic presented by Eagle Insulation to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation here at Cherokee Ridge. Of course, it's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit wet all right off the bat, but now we're getting into it, Bandy. It's starting to dry up. It's still going to be damp course. That means, of course, the putts aren't going to roll as fast as you'd like. They're going to stop a little bit more, but, we'll wait until we have our pro golfer on in the form of John Liggett to tell us a little bit more about that. But, Bandy, we got a lot of fun to get into today. I would say playoff talk. We're definitely going to hop into that, a little bit of NASCAR. But to start it all out, of course, it's a Monday. Of course, we're going to have the one Mr. Drew DeArmond from Talkin' Ball on with us, presented by Mercury Motors and Alumni Hall. Drew, how are you doing this fine morning, brother?
I'm staying dry. We weren't outside this time. Now, it does seem like that we either bring cold or rain with us every time because we were over here. Now, I will say this. You think this is wet. You should have seen us Thursday when we were over here, and it was a river runs through it. Y'all weren't born when that movie was out.
No, I can tell that it was pouring down, and I kind of get the hint.
No, it was a gully washer, as they say, and so and they actually had an event on that was supposed to be played that day, and it had to be canceled because of the rain. Hopefully our rain's going to get out of here a little bit. It is a little bit damp. It's been a great atmosphere so far. There's been so much work done by our great staff here and by all our great sponsors, and it was great to have Savannah from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. This is what this is benefiting. We had her on Talking Ball this morning. We had Philip Love on. Of course, it's being presented by Eagle Insulation. So we just, we were really proud of that, and we're just proud to have this event for the second straight year. And I know you guys did a lot of work too. You guys have been scrambling around. Everybody has been this morning.
You should have saw me last night, man. I was cutting out those pamphlets. I don't think anybody's going to appreciate them the way I did. 85 of them. Took me a good little bit.
Wow.
I had to cut them and fold them and all that stuff, but they look great. I think it's going to add to the professionalism that we're bringing here to Cherokee Ridge. But Shaggy's on top of that, bringing the food, coming in clutch.
There it is.
I know I had a few of those already in the Tom as well. But
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I hadn't had Shaggy's in what felt like years.
Yeah.
And diving into one of those burritos over there, with some coffee. Oh my gosh, that was the wake up.
We know Bandy's got to have his coffee.
That was the wake up I needed.
Yeah, that was the only thing I was able to get into actually this morning was a little bit of coffee before I left the house. On top of that, 2 waffles snapped on to each other, and then a little bit of peanut butter, a little bit of butter, a little bit of drizzle on that.
That's the old college special right there.
But either way, we got to hop into a little bit of sports with you, Drew. Let's get into a little bit of the Alabama baseball series against LSU, the final home series for them. I mean, how did you feel about it when it all was said and done?
Well, it was dramatic. I mean, Alabama was in bad shape. I mean, they were facing long odds in the 8th inning on Friday. It was 7-3. But they chipped away, and they had cut it to 7-6 going into the last at bat, and then they were down to their last out, man, with the bases loaded. but a little dribbler back to the pitcher, but the catcher called him off, and then the catcher threw it up the line. And as I, put on my X account, lightning can strike twice. It reminded me of the regionals last year in Tuscaloosa where Alabama was down to their last out in the winner's bracket. Looked like Troy was going to win the game. Ground ball to deep short. Guy had a cannon. He'd been making plays all day, and then you just had an audible in the press box because he threw the ball wide at first. Alabama won that game and held on and ended up advancing to the Super Regionals. But Alabama wins the game 8-7 on the throwing error for LSU. Then the Tigers come back, win 6-3 on Saturday, and basically control that game. And then Alabama jumped out to a 4-0 lead on Sunday. It looked like they might ease away because LSU has struggled on Sundays with their pitching depth. Yeah. But to LSU's credit, they kept scrapping. And then Alabama got their best outing of the year from Ben Hess. I think he threw 104 pitches. He went 6 2/3, struck out 10. He got deep into the game. They gave the ball to Alton Davis. He didn't quite have his A stuff. Got out of the 7th inning, got in some trouble in the 8th. Tyler Fay bailed him out, and they picked each other up, so to speak. And then Braylon Myers came on to close it, and it was a huge series win because Alabama got their 12th win. They're 12-15 in the SEC. A team that has won 13 games or more has always made a regional, and so they were going to Auburn with a chance to do some more damage. And don't get me wrong, though, Auburn just won their first series of the year. They should have swept Missouri on the road. They gave the game away on Friday, but then they win very impressively 12-2 on Saturday, 9-7 on Sunday. And so they get their first series win. So they're going to try to play spoiler. But Alabama trying to increase their seed within the SEC tournament and increase their chances of going to a regional and potentially increase their seed line. Right now they'd probably be a 3. You're trying to get to the 2. If they swept Auburn, which I think is going to be very difficult to do, even with Auburn struggling this year because it's very difficult to do on the road. I said before I thought Alabama needed to win 2 out of 3 against LSU and then find a way to win 2 at Auburn. You get to 14 wins, and then when you go to Hoover, you're basically just trying to increase your seed. Yeah. You're trying to get to that 2 line. Now, is it completely inconceivable that Alabama could still host? No, but they would have to sweep Auburn, very difficult, and then you would have to probably get to Friday, maybe in Hoover, get into the weekend, get to maybe the semifinals, and then maybe you've done enough by then to be in the host conversation. But I honestly think that their ceiling right now is probably a 2, and having to go on the road. But, hey, when you have to completely rebuild your roster through the transfer portal like Rob Vaughn had to do, and he had to get a few guys to come back, which he did, and then, you have to rebuild your pitching staff, and then the guy that could have been your number 1, Riley Quick, 3 innings. I mean, he was done at the first start of the year in Tommy John. So they've had to rebuild the whole roster, really, except for the back end of the bullpen. And even then, that hasn't gone like you would have thought. Yeah. College baseball is the weirdest sport because a lot of times some of the dudes that you're counting on year to year, like you think are going to be a stalwart in my lineup and then going to be in my by the end of the year, they're either injured or somebody else has stepped in. And so Alabama's pitching seems to be rounding into form, though. We had Roger Hoover on Talking Ball this morning. Their starting pitching is getting better. If Ben Hess can take this start and then pitch well in Auburn, and then they get to Hoover and he throws well, then Alabama looks completely different. They're a very dangerous potential 2 seed. But right now, Alabama's got to still win some games. They got to keep building. But Rob Vaughn on the cusp of having a chance to make a regional in year 1, which would be really big for the program.
Yeah, I mean, baseball is just, you put it perfectly. It's one of the weirdest sports out there. On top of that, Alabama's trying to do all this in the toughest conference in baseball in college baseball right now in the SEC. Because you can talk about that Kentucky-Florida series a little bit that happened over the weekend. Because Kentucky, they lost that game 1, like Florida with a handy win, and then I was able to catch bits and pieces of games 2 and 3 where Kentucky was leading, but it really is just that off and on light switch kind of sport.
No, Kentucky came back, won a wild one on Friday, and then the Gators won the game impressively 10-1 on Saturday, but then 10-inning marathon, 7-5 Kentucky win. And now the Wildcats under Nick Mingione have a game lead on everybody. They can win the SEC coming up this weekend. So
that's wild.
It's going to be crazy. And then Florida now, their backs are against the wall. They started out, there was 2 teams that were basically in the top 5, top 10 in the country to start the year, in Florida and LSU.
Right.
And right now, ain't neither one of them in.
No.
And I'm talking about they're both going to be in Hoover, but they're going to have to win games very likely to get into a regional. Mm-hmm. They are both in trouble.
Yeah.
So, and then Ole Miss, it's going to be interesting. This Ole Miss series at Baton Rouge to end the regular season is almost lose or leave town. In other words, if whoever loses this series, you're going to have to do some damage. You may even have to win the SEC tournament to get in. So especially, from even though Ole Miss is a little bit better spot, their RPI is a little bit better than LSU's, but both of them need to win games, and this is going to be a huge series for one or the other, and that's 2 of your last 3 national champions, along with Mississippi State. State's in a real good spot right now. They're solid, but Ole Miss and LSU are fighting for their lives right now. Alabama, it feels a lot better after yesterday. Now they still, to me, they still need to win 2 out of 3 at Auburn to lock themselves in. Because to me, you want to be locked in to a regional going into Hoover and knowing, okay, we've got to win to increase our seed, but we feel pretty good about where we are. And then you still got work to do, and you still want to be playing well, but it's not like the anxiety of, oh Lord, if you're playing on lose or leave town Tuesday, in other words, one and done before you get into the double elimination bracket, and you lose there, then the rest of the week you're just you're mail oxing because are you going to get in? And so, but that's the beauty of it. You're right, Bandy. SEC is the toughest league in the country. Just like we figured out that once again, softball, the SEC is the best league in America because they got 8 hosts. Alabama, I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised that they got to host for the 19th straight year. Congrats to Coach Murphy and those ladies.
The 19th straight year.
I thought they would be a 2 like Auburn. And we saw Ole Miss, South Carolina also get in, Kentucky. But I thought Alabama I thought they'd get maybe 6 or 7 hosts. And I didn't think one of them would be Alabama because Alabama just didn't play well down the stretch. I didn't think play well enough. But, they draw well. Rhodes has a great reputation. And so Alabama did play a tough schedule. But Alabama gets into host as the 14th national seed. And so that we'll be carrying those games and Alabama baseball this week. So, postseason play, it's the best there is. And, the SEC and softball, this is how brutal it's going to be starting next year. The top 2 national seeds are Texas and Oklahoma.
Oh, boy.
Well, they'll be in the SEC next year. So that would have meant 15 SEC teams were in the field.
I hadn't even been thinking about that. Like, when it comes to all these conference realignments and teams coming in, like, we have been really focusing on the football assignments, like, okay, you got top-tier Oklahoma and Texas coming into softball.
Right.
And to the best softball conference in the nation. Oh my God, that's going to be fun to watch.
The SEC just got a lot more powerful, I'll say that. But Drudy Armand,
it'll be the same thing in baseball because Texas is a perennial power. Oklahoma's very solid.
Basketball too. Texas has been doing well in the hoops. So you see that Oklahoma needs to fix some stuff out. But at the end of the day, you're still adding some big time schools to the conference. But Drudy Armand from Talking Ball is our guest, and it is interesting to see the way the SEC kind of plays over in the baseball scene because we talked about this LSU team. They've been struggling as of not as of late, but prior to that Tennessee matchup where they lost 3 of those games. But then they go on. They beat Missouri in the series of 3, of course. They beat Auburn. They beat Texas A&M 2 out of 3. And then they move on to an Alabama team that, is kind of back and forth. They had a stomach bug, of course, the week before with that Mississippi State thing. They were able to come in there, and they're able to get the job done and look forward to a tough it's crazy. It's a tough Auburn team. All the teams are tough. It doesn't matter whether, they're the best in the conference or the worst in the conference. There's always a chance that a team is going to get the better of you. But good stuff from Drudy Armand. What do you got for us before we get you out of here, brother?
We're definitely going to be monitoring, the SEC last regular season weekend. And it'll start a day early, guys, because of the SEC tournament starting Tuesday next week in Hoover. And we hope to be down there covering the University of Alabama. But The series this week will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, weather permitting, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball's so key to that. But we're going to be monitoring that. We're going to be monitoring Bob Jones in the state baseball tournament. They're going to head down today. They'll be taking the field tomorrow as they're trying to make history and win their first state championship ever.
Oh, yeah.
We're really going to be monitoring. And then, of course, the state softball. We got several teams from our communities who are competing, and that's going to start a little late today. It's already been announced by the AHSAA because of inclement weather over in Chocolaco Park over in Oxford. That's going to start. The opening ceremonies will be 11:45, and then you will have the first game at noon. So we're going to be monitoring that all week. And of course, we've been talking transfer portal, basketball, and we didn't really get a chance to talk about it on Talking Ball, but interesting, they had the G League Combine, and Aaron Estrada played well, but did not get called up. Neither did Jaron Stevenson to the NBA Draft Combine. So you would think for Estrada, maybe likely a path overseas. We'll see. Maybe he may still get invited to, get a chance to, go into a G League situation and get offered a contract. But at least he'll have some overseas opportunities. And then when you're talking about Jaron Stevenson, you would think at some point in time he's going to continue to work, but he's going to, come back to Alabama for his sophomore year. He would be piece 12, and then you'd be waiting on Mark Sears to continue to, because he will be at the draft combine coming up, and we'll see, what kind of feedback he gets.
Good stuff from Drudy Armand. You can catch him over on Talking Ball or 7 to 9 every single weekday. But we're out here at Cherokee Ridge Country Club for this amazing event we got going on. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get back, but we got to hop into a break, so don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Morning Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy happiness. But money did buy your boat, where you find peace fishing, unlike at home with 3 teenage daughters. Because fish never argue about who stole whose crop top, or get mad the other fish used up all the hot water. No, they just swim around, never embarrassed to be seen with you in public. So save money by bundling your boat or RV insurance with home or auto from Progressive. And buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. If you've had your eyes on an Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Escape, it's important to note that they now come with 2-year complimentary maintenance. And because it's SUV season, there's no payments for 90 days on any of our SUVs. At Woody Anderson Ford, make no payments for 90 days on all SUVs. Explorer, Bronco, Expedition, Edge, Bronco Sport, and Escape. Hurry in for financing as low as 1.9% for up to 72 months on 2023 F-150 crew cabs, too. And lease payments as low as $329 a month. Imagine an F-150 in your driveway for just $329 a month. 36-month lease with 6231 due at signing, 0 security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. This offer ends 5/31/24. Call 539-9441 for complete details. Remember, 2-year free maintenance on Explorer, Escape, and Bronco Sport, plus no payments for 90 days on all SUVs. It's SUV season at Woody Anderson Ford. Hope to see you soon.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. Rain and a few thunderstorms going to be possible throughout this Monday. Otherwise, we'll see mostly cloudy skies if we're experiencing dry weather. High temperatures going to be topping out in the lower 70s for the afternoon. We could also see wind gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. We'll keep rain and a few thunderstorms in the forecast through Monday night. Low temperatures falling into the mid-60s. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
College football.
The ball is caught. It is a touchdown.
Major League Baseball.
That ball is gone. A home run.
This is your place for complete sports coverage all year long. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Hello and welcome back into the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Captain Cool, alongside the bandy man Bailey Lowry.
Hello.
Here live at Cherokee Ridge Country Club for, of course, our Charity Golf Classic, presented by Eagle Installation to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And we're having a lot of fun so far. It's kind of drying up. And also, we got a little bit of a new producer today. It's not Bandy, man.
It feels good being, like, next to you again.
You're really fully a part of the show. But we got Brian Temple, of course, at the studio helping
Good morning,
us out
gentlemen.
this morning.
You know,
you're doing a fantastic job.
I have a lot of respect for Bailey. Not only is he the host, co-host of this show, but you have no idea how much work this man puts into this station.
Dude.
Not just during the show and during
trust me.
Talking Ball, but man, this thing's flying apart at the seams without Bailey here. I've got.
Me. It's working.
You know, I've got so many texts between back and forth with Bailey. Oh, where do you find this? What's this? Hey, you know, you didn't do this. What about this? Man, I work with Wes and Steve.
Yeah.
These guys,
it's
they don't run towards a
different
hot
game.
meal. You know, they you guys are a full-on sprint all morning. You're making an old man feel young. Thank you very much.
Hey, we appreciate you very much, Brian. But yeah, this show itself, I mean, Talking Ball, of course, they've got their own stuff going down. But I mean, we present ourselves as the most energetic show for a reason, and we appreciate you guys all joining us as well. Because, I mean, Bandy, you know, there's not too much crazy stuff to really get into if you don't want to talk about the college or the basketball that's going on, obviously the playoffs, obviously the NHL playoffs. What I got to catch this weekend was a big old bill. To the shag wagon, okay, and it was not very fun. But we were setting some stuff up. I was getting a few things for this event, and I saw my brakes. My wheel was smoking at one point, and I smelt it first. All right, so I was like, you know, what's that plastic? Maybe it's just the Coca-Cola factory. Maybe they got a bunch of burning plastic, whatever. I don't know. I kept driving. I get to a stoplight, and I just see smoke coming, and I look to the passenger, and I say, is that coming from my car? And then I look to the right, and then there's this woman rolling down her window. She's telling me about this, you know, smoke coming out of my wheel. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just going so fast, I'm not. But thankfully enough, I was right next to a Mavis brake and tire shop, and I was able to get my brakes fixed up. It wasn't, exactly what I wanted to do on a Friday, but you know what? They were able to take care of me in the span of a day, and it was a very nice time. But on top of that, baby shower for my sister. On top of that, Mother's Day. Of course, you were probably hanging with your mother.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
But I wanted to talk a little bit more about that brake story because there's a little more to it. Because you called me after it was over and just go, Bandy,
we still got one thing to pick up.
My brakes exploded.
They literally, it seemed like they exploded. I think it was on the second vehicle. It's the work truck.
Help.
It's the work truck. It's the work shag. But yeah, Bandy actually comes and gets me. We go over and pick up the water from TOC. Of course, appreciate them.
Yes, sir.
Of course, being a part of this event, they're out there golfing right now. But then we kind of, we finish that off. We hang out for a little bit afterwards, talk a little bit of business, and then we go on with our day, get ready for our weekend, and have a lot of fun. On top of all the fun that we did have on the weekend, we also had a lot of fun in Darlington, Bandy.
Ooh.
And we prepped it last week on a Friday. We were talking about all these new paint schemes that we're going to get. We're going to get to see some really classic stuff like Terry Labonte's Kellogg's car and all that. And, of course, Kyle Larson was going to be driving that in the Hendricks Motorsports vehicle.
Yep.
So he was rocking that. And, of course, Tyler Reddick was doing a really good job. He didn't even have a throwback, and he was doing a wonderful job. And then at the end of it all, Chris Buescher looked like he was going to be the winner. And this would have been a huge storyline, all right? Fords have not won all season long, okay?
Okay.
Until Sunday. And it wasn't Chris Buescher that did it. And if you remember from last week, Chris Buescher lost by point, like I think it's 1,000th of a second or something like that, something extremely ridiculous, and Kyle Larson ended up winning it. This week, he's ahead, 10 laps left. He's going a little bit back and forth with Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick actually gets under him, about to go past him. He comes up thinking he has cleared Chris Buescher, slams him against the wall, just absolutely slams him against the wall. Chris Buescher actually keeps going. He keeps going, and Tyler Reddick, he's got a flat, so he slows down a little bit. And we also got to remember about the car that I talked about as my favorite scheme of the week, and it was that Supra Castrol by Brad Keselowski. We love to see it, of course. A Japanese wrap on a American muscle car. Love to see that, of course. And turns out Chris Buescher also had a blown tire. He slows down. Brad Keselowski comes through, gets the last, I'd say, 10 laps probably, and he finishes off the race. Holds the American flag out of that Japanese Ford Mustang, and he's going around for his first win in 110 tries. And it had to happen at Darlington. It was a wonderful race. It was a wonderful race. Not too crazy. I didn't get to see all of it, but I got to see most.
No crooked line finishes like last weekend?
Oh, thankfully enough that they straightened out their lines, and they made sure everybody knew it on their Twitter. Darlington Speedway was posting about it, like, hey, we're making sure everything's going to be perfect for this race. It was a good one. It was all over a pretty good one, but we also got a little bit more information on a college football game me and you were looking forward to, Bandy.
We did.
Yeah, give me all the news, buddy.
I mean, hey, we got the picture for the deluxe edition. That's what we're working through right now, and it looks fantastic. I mean, everyone out in the tunnel, and then you had the one screenshot come out of the Notre Dame players in the tunnel from the PlayStation 5 store.
Oh my gosh!
I get, like, people are already saying, like, I was on the comments, people were calling it a Madden clone. It's football.
Yeah, I
mean, it's going to look like Madden no matter what. But I mean, we're talking about like the presentation from the Notre Dame players. I mean, it looks really good.
The shine off of the helmets is looking wonderful, especially because we did for 1 year. 2014, I think we got a little bit of that shimmer from the gold they brought back for Notre Dame, but now we get to see it in 4K pretty much on socials. This new college football game that's coming out. It does look really good. The fans look cool. I'm wanting to see so much more. They're just teasing us with it, Bandy.
Yes.
Last year we got a screenshot. It was of the Ohio State Buckeye. That wasn't enough to appease us, okay?
It was just a shot of the mascot. That's not enough.
A year later, we get teased with a little picture of Notre Dame coming out the tunnel. That's on PlayStation Store. And we also get the pricing for not just the deluxe edition, but which, by the way, has Quinn Ewers, has Donovan Edwards, and has Travis Hunter as, like, the main focal point. But you can kind of look. You kind of take a little peek, all right?
Yep.
Some of the teams that actually have names on the back of their jerseys, because we're not talking about Notre Dame or the USC player that's there. We got Milroe chilling out right over Quinn Ewers, so that's awesome to see. We get a little bit of Alabama representation. The first time since 2012 with Mark Ingram on the cover. We also get Carson Beck from the SEC, of course, from Georgia. And we also get Quinshon Moneybag Junkins from Ohio State. The first time we actually got to see him in the Ohio State, official Ohio State gear. So he's been chilling there, and then
you got Jalen Milroe in the back, and then is that a Georgia?
That's Carson Beck.
Yeah, you can kind of barely see him peeking out.
Who was that one quarterback that we talked quite a bit about for Mississippi State, and then he transferred to Washington? What was that guy's name? Was it Will Rogers?
I think. And then on top of that, EA.com themselves have put up a countdown to the official cover reveal on May 16th, and literally exactly 3 days, 31 minutes, and 7 seconds until we find out, because there was another leak from the Xbox store about the pricing.
Oh, no.
Another version coming out, because we saw the deluxe edition cover. That's what everybody in the tunnel is. The Heisman edition.
The Heisman edition
has been leaked with the initials HE, and it's probably going to be, and looks like it was priced at $150.
Whoa, you got to set that up a little bit better. $150 price point for a video game is like, that's something you kind of build up to. You just dropped it on us.
I mean, it's a collector's edition.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Do you get the Heisman Trophy with it?
I mean, I would imagine they'd probably just take Reggie Bush's back and give it to you.
Oh, my gosh. But okay, well, actually, that poses a question. Who's going to be on this actual Heisman edition? That's the question here.
Part of me wants it. I mean, I feel like they're going to go, like, they always have, like, the Legend Edition with these kind of games. Yeah. Like, I mean, 2K16 I go back to when Michael Jordan was on the cover, and you got to, like, be the greatest kind of poster, which I still have hanging up at the house.
Nice.
So I'm thinking they go to someone in the past. What if someone who's already been a cover athlete in the past, who won a Heisman, who maybe just had their Heisman be a recent story.
Okay, so yeah, you just brought
I wanted to be Reggie Bush.
You want it to be Reggie Bush. He was on NCAA 07.
Yes.
It would be understandable. I don't think it's going to happen just because he already got his Heisman Trophy back. I mean, it would be too obvious to be like, oh, they actually put Reggie Bush on it, because I would think they would go to somebody in the past. I don't think they would go that far in the past. I think
far?
The last 10 years, they look back at the Heisman Trophy winners, because we haven't gotten another game since
2014.
11 years? Okay, yeah. So, I mean, you look back to that, and the last dude we got on the cover of a game was Denard Shoelace Robinson. Yeah, you like how I can pull that out? But, by the way, he got arrested a few weeks back. That's the craziest thing. But, yeah, he was known for his shoeless or his laceless shoes that he was running around with. He's a very fast man, but wasn't fast enough. But I'm kind of looking at a few guys. Joe Burrow could pop up. I mean, we could see Joe Burrow. I mean, I'd love to see a little bit of the running back representation from the last few years. Why not Jaden Daniels? I could see that as well. He was, of course, the last Heisman Trophy winner.
Just don't give me Tim Tebow.
Yeah, and Caleb Williams, I mean, I don't know, man. Are they going to put Caleb Williams on it? I highly doubt it. I'm just speculating a little bit. But
I mean, it could put an Alabama player on there. You know, maybe a little Devontae Smith.
No, I don't think they're going to do a wide receiver.
It'd be a long shot, but I'd love to see it.
I think it's going to be another quarterback or a running back, I would say, from the last 10 years. But either way, Bandy, we got to hop into a break. When we come back, we'll be talking with Jonathan Liggett out at Cherokee Ridge for our Charity Classic Golf Tournament presented by Eagle Insulation. So do not go anywhere. We're going to talk about all the things behind this and more here on The Morning Blitz.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
If you knew a local restaurant was featured on America's Best Restaurants on YouTube's Bring the Heat, would you not want to try it? Of course you would. So come on down to Lo Capone's and enjoy authentic Italian food and live entertainment daily. Everything is made fresh at Lo Capone's. Mama's secret lasagna recipe, the pizza dough, the sauces, all made fresh daily. And Lo Capone's bar is fully stocked to round out your dining experience. In Florence and now in Huntsville on University Drive. Come on down to Lo Capone's.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. Rain and a few thunderstorms going to be possible throughout this Monday. Otherwise, we'll see mostly cloudy skies if we're experiencing dry weather. High temperatures going to be topping out in the lower 70s for the afternoon. We could also see wind gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. We'll keep rain and a few thunderstorms in the forecast through Monday night. Low temperatures falling into the mid-60s. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Our steady diet consists of food and football, and occasionally some baseball and hoops.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Have you called your mama today?
Have you called your mama today, John?
I have no idea what that was. Hello and welcome back in to the Morning Blitz. John Abraham, Cam Cool, alongside the Bandy Man, Bailey Lowry. This show presented by the wonderful people over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration. The guys you need to talk about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online at FlemingHSV.com to fill out your free quote today. And remember that Fleming always shows up. Either way, this show has been hitting harder than Sam Bennett on Marchand's face.
Oh, my gosh.
We're having a lot of fun. I mean, we really are. Good little environment out here at Cherokee Ridge Country Club. And finally getting a little guest on that's, not a part of the station in the form of Jonathan Liggett from Cherokee Ridge Country Club. Jonathan, this is the second time, or this is the first time out of the 2 times we'll have you on this week, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic, dude. I'm
good to hear.
excited to be on.
Yeah.
In my workplace, dude. This is sick.
We're in
Also,
your
it's
element now.
That song threw me off, dude.
Yeah.
What
about it? You like that song,
dude,
though.
it brought up, and I was like, this is a nice commercial. And then you started talking. I was like, that's a song? This is a song.
You remember, I played that song for you before in the car, just like, dude, this song right here, it's going to have us on the right vibe, and that's exactly what we did on a nice summer day. But either way, John, we definitely have set up a lot of stuff, okay? All of us kind of busy. Me and you, obviously, focusing on this thing for a week because we lived in the same house.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about, from your guys' perspective, what Cherokee Ridge has really been doing to set up for this event, set up for these types of events, and, what you like about this as well.
Right. So pretty much the biggest thing is just trying to keep the integrity of the course. Right now we're resodding some tees. A lot of courses around this area have a problem with winter kill, so we're resodding stuff like that on the tee boxes. But really, it's just the main thing is the greens and the fairways, trying to keep those. Obviously, it's the weather today. A little tragic for the guys out there, raining today. So, but yeah, trying to keep these greens nice and rolled, trying to keep them smooth for them out there, trying to keep the collars nice and green. So, definitely trying to prep for not just this turn but the future. So, trying to do everything we can, trying to keep all the grass looking nice and green for you out there.
No doubt about that. And I mean, it was perfect timing for that rain as well because it happened in the morning. It got the grass all moisturized, and of course, it's going to affect a little bit of the golfers. But at the same time, it stopped right when they got out on the course.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, perfect timing. But I mean, how do people kind of get a hold of Cherokee and kind of talk about making or setting up some of these types of events?
So pretty much contact us through our pro shop phone. We get the GM cards up here. We also go online. Cherokee Ridge online. You can get information on there. So. Yeah. Pretty much that's it. Or you go to 97.7. You can always come through here. I know we do a lot of stuff with you guys. What's those little punch hole cards that we got? Do you guys do those?
Do we do those?
I don't think we do punch cards.
What are you talking about?
Do we do punch cards?
What are you talking about?
It's these little punch hole cards that come in. It has like 4 different courses on them, and it's like $60 for it, and you get the four courses for $60, and Cherokee Ridge is on there.
Now we do zone deals, all right? Zone deals. Okay. No, the punch cards remind me of like Froyo or something. You're getting punch cards. You're the 10th one, you get a free one. I have no idea.
So we got multiple connections, and you got our GM Pete Sands. He's great at what he does, getting the word out there. So a lot of a lot of what's the word for it here? Exposure on social media. That's what he's done for us. Good stuff. So definitely reach out, and you can reach us anywhere online or just give us a call. Cherokee Ridge, look us up.
No doubt. We're out here on location, of course, Cherokee Ridge Country Club for the Charity Golf Classic presented by Eagle Insulation to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Bandy, I'll let you speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, now I'm kind of wondering because with the rain out here, I mean, grass is going to be moist, but we got challenges going on. We got the long putt contest. I don't think it's going to affect it that much, but we have the $100,000 prize hole-in-one challenge after the tournament is over from the 9th fairway out there, about 165 yards out. Kind of describe what shot they're going to be looking at.
So with the weather today, obviously you're going to have to be looking at a little bit of moisture out there. So you're definitely going to have to be standing a little bit taller out in that fairway, and also it's uphill on 9. So if it's not windy at all, you're going to be looking at about a 170-yard shot. And with it being wet, the greens are going to be a little bit softer. So you can definitely try to carry something in there a little bit closer. But for these guys, you definitely want to try to hit something a little high in there, let it land soft. It's going to be, especially for 100,000, you know, the nerves are going to be out there unless you've been in these situations. So it's definitely going to be fun to watch and exciting to see if any of these guys can hole out, because we did have a guy, I think it was last year in a tournament, hole out in a playoff on number 9, not from 165, but it was for a playoff. So it'd be exciting to see that again happen.
No doubt about that. No doubt. Is the cannon out there, Bandy? Do we have a cannon this year?
We do have a cannon.
We do have the cannon out there.
Okay, sweet. Okay, I loved shooting that thing last year. Okay, the first time I ever got to shoot a little cannon was at the Trash Pandas baseball game. This cannon that's here, though, it'll shoot it 10 times farther. And that's what I love to see.
He did say he had to reel it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Or it would be absolutely firing.
It would be landing in the clubhouse over here, but good stuff from Jonathan Liggett from Cherokee Ridge. John, before we get you out of here, you got a lot of stuff coming up this summer, man. Tell us what to expect.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, I'm actually putting together a junior clinic that's starting June 15th. So if you got any kids who are 6 and up, want to come out, anywhere from 6 to, I'd say 17 want to come out, it's June 15th starts, and then July 13th is the last Saturday, I believe that is. So it's 5 weeks. We got that coming up, and a lot of tournaments. I gotta say. So definitely excited to see what Cherokee Ridge has in the future here. But this summer we're looking forward to hosting a lot of events and having a lot of people come out. So
very nice. That's what I love to hear. John Liggett from Cherokee Ridge Country Club. What's the number to get to you guys?
Oh Lord, I definitely don't know that on the top of my head.
I guess not everybody knows the number of their business like we do, Bandy.
It's not like John.
But here we can talk about a little of like professional golf as well because of what's going on in the golf world. I mean, we just had
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, coming back, taking that lead from Xander Schauffele. And then we got the PGA Championship coming up right over, right around the corner.
I was going to save this until Thursday, but it's all right.
Go ahead, I'll try to get a little bit into it here. But yeah, Rory obviously coming off this weekend, coming back and winning by 5 strokes by what he did. So we talked about, months before. It's like when you got players coming into the tournaments, into these major events, and when you see these guys who are playing well and really prepping themselves, you definitely want to look out for those guys. So Rory's going to be someone you're going to be wanting to look forward to for the PGA Championship. But don't ever put out Scheffler, thank you.
Yeah.
Don't ever put out Scheffler.
Never. Yeah, because we talked about that plenty of
He's been taking a little break. Obviously, he deserves it.
Becoming the first stop in golf right now.
Didn't he just have a kid? His wife
had a kid. So
he needs to take some time, bro, okay? He won 2 in a row. His wife's just having a kid in the middle of all of it.
With the major coming up and stuff like that, I don't think he'll be sitting that one out. So definitely be ready to see him next week with Rory and all that good stuff. And then also back over to Myrtle Beach. I want to talk about Blaine Brown. I think it's Blaine's Brown, the 16-year-old amateur who shot, I think he got tied 28, shooting 10 under. I want just the amount of talent coming up from all these juniors and stuff like that. It's immaculate. It's back when I guess say that back when is like 9 years ago.
It's weird how long ago it is, though. I mean, high school, we were talking, you were getting your award, and, we had Malia Stovall also get whatever, and you were just yelling my name in the middle of the entire Coliseum. Like, I love that stuff.
It's crazy to see now where we used to have a lot of amateurs, but now it's PGA Tour. We're seeing a lot more, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids coming up, and that's what that Myrtle Beach tournament is kind of for, to bring those guys in to see what we got going on so they can be in majors. So definitely good luck to him, and I want to see him do great, dude.
No, I definitely just wanted to bring up that Myrtle Beach story, so that's the only reason I throw that one out there. But good stuff, John. Enjoy the rest of your time here. I mean, you know you're going to be working the event all day long until, actually, no, you're going to be getting out of here before me and Bandy. So, either way, have fun with it. Love you, John. And, of course, you guys can come over to Cherokee Ridge and set yourself up or your children up with some classes. And with yours truly, of course, John Liggett. Good stuff. Get the heck out of here.
Appreciate you.
We got to hop into a break. Love it. I'll see you at home. You hitting chest today? Chest and shoulders? Okay, that's what I like to hear. You can tell he was a little bit quieter than usual. That's the funny thing. I mean, because he's in his workplace, okay? He's not in the house just being as loud as he can. No, but I love it.
He's putting the earpiece back on. He's back into work mode.
Dude, yes. That's what I love to see. Either way, we got to hop into a break. When we come back, we will take your calls as well as, talk about a little bit of the playoffs that's going down. You're listening to the Morning Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Download the Talk Radio WZZN app and catch every pitch of the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Now a launch job into deep right. Back on it goes Veras. He's at the track. He looks up and it's out of here. Joyce ready to go again. Next offering. Fastball swung and missed. That one launched deep left. Allen won't even try. He'll watch it leave the yard. Pitch is ripped. Deep center field. Back on it goes Tatum. At the track, looks up, and it's out of here. A home run.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at GenSuperstore.com.
What if I told you that Bigfoot is real and that he's making the best donuts you've ever had? Come see for yourself at Bigfoot's Little Donuts. Come in and order from over 50 flavors, all made hot and delicious. Ranked in the top 100 donut shops in the nation by Yelp. Bigfoot Little Donuts. Order in store or online at BigfootsLittleDonuts.com for pickup or delivery from Grub South or DoorDash. South Parkway, Huntsville, and County Line Road, Madison. Bigfoot's Little Donuts.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopé. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
97.7 The Zone.
Now on Saturday, you are willing to give a little extra. Then you, because of your preparation and the things I'm trying to get across to you, and if we do that as a team, 11 at a time, 4 years from now, why, we'll be walking out of here national champion. And I'll tell you this, I expect nothing less.
97.7 The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. Rain and a few thunderstorms going to be possible throughout this Monday. Otherwise, we'll see mostly cloudy skies if we're experiencing dry weather. High temperatures going to be topping out in the lower 70s for the afternoon. We could also see wind gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. We'll keep rain and a few thunderstorms in the forecast through Monday night. Low temperatures falling into the mid-60s. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Online at 977ESPN.com.
Stream them online.
Call in.
It's an important job, and it's an vital organization.
Tweet in and join in. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
A little bit of Franz Ferdinand to close out this show. John Abraham, Cam Cool, alongside the bandy man Bailey Lowry. Hey. Here on a moist Monday in not no man's land, but Cherokee Ridge Country Club, as we're hosting the Charity Golf Classic presented by Eagle Insulation to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I was told to get one in every single segment, and I think I've done the job.
Yes, you have.
256-5764. 97.7 is the number to get into the show. Come on, Vandy.
I mean, honestly, I was kind of vibing to Franz Ferdinand over there.
Yeah, and I do. I
This fire is out of control, and I've been called up.
I like the way that Brian does that. He slowly turns it down. It keeps me kind of in the groove. It keeps me kind of bopping a little bit. But again,
don't try this at home, kids. I'm a highly trained broadcast professional.
He's doing a great job over there, Bandy. I'm looking at you. Maybe take a little bit of those pointers. Either way.
Hey, don't throw shade on my Bandy, man. Don't throw shade on Bandy, man.
I'm not throwing shade on it.
His shift is kicking my tail this morning. I got to give him props.
Well, it's good. We're about to have a 2-hour break after this wraps up here in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and before we do that, we want to definitely talk about, of course, the number you can get in. Of course, I just said it, 256-5764.
97.7.
There we go. I'll give you a clap for that one. On top of that, you can also catch us over on the YouTube channel at WZZN TV for more than just sports talk. When was the last time I threw that one after the YouTube promo? I love that stuff. And on top of that, we look over at a little bit of the NFL and what they're doing. Of course, we're going to talk about the playoffs before we get out of here, but the NFL slowly started kind of teasing a little bit of their schedule, what they're going to throw at us for this upcoming season. We're going to get the Hall of Fame game. It's the preseason, the first game of the entire season. Okay, we're talking about preseason football right here. It's going to be I believe it's the Bears versus, Bears versus the... Was it the Packers? I was chugging. It wasn't the Packers. I got it somewhere up here. What the heck? That's totally out of my I don't know. Either way, and then on top of that, the regular season game. I'm going to remember that preseason one. That's going to be bothering me for the rest of the show.
The regular season one's really one to look at.
The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be playing. Yeah, I know. It definitely is the one to look at. Kansas City Chiefs going to be rematching up against the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, this will be the opener to the season itself for the regular season on Thursday night, September the 5th at 8:20 p.m. And it's going to be awesome to see. The reason why I wanted to throw out the preseason game, the Hall of Fame matchup, is because it's against two teams that – the Texans. It was the Texans.
Oh, okay.
I swear. Bandy, you knew. I didn't look at my screen to find that. Okay, I had to think about it for a second. But it's funny because it's like the little league game that's going on. The preseason game, you're going to get, and it was the same way last year. We got the Browns and the Jets. Which team's going to start, doing stuff in the upcoming NFL season. Well, now we get the Bears with their new shiny quarterback, their new wide receiver core. Of course, Romo Dunze as well as Caleb Williams. And then we get the Texans, a team that's slowly but surely been getting into their own. It's going to be a fun game. You can't really say anything about it. I mean, obviously they're not going to be in the whole time, but, it's still going to be cool to see the first little bit of football of the season. And then, of course, the regular season will start. Chiefs, Ravens, two playoff caliber teams going up against each other. It's going to be a heavyweight fight right there. But, Beatty,
cannot wait.
What do we got going on over in the NBA, brother?
Oh, we have some scores from last night. I mean, the Pacers routing the Knicks 121 to 89. I mean, we got the TVs on in here as well. I saw one of the headlines from First Take being like, "Is this a bad game or a bad sign for the Knicks?"
Yeah.
I mean, really, this is a injured Knicks squad. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jalen Brunson is dealing with soreness. OG Anunoby isn't even playing. I mean, Julius Randle's been out for the entire season with a shoulder injury. Yeah. And so is Bojan Bogdanovic. Honestly, probably their most reliable outside scorer has been out this entire series. Has not even played. It's a very uphill battle for the Knicks team.
It's made for an intriguing playoff, though.
But they've still been able to steal some.
Yeah, and it's the same thing pretty much that's going over in the NHL, where you see some of these teams get two quick wins right off the bat. Of course, we talk a little bit about the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets.
Yeah, Nuggets made the adjustment.
The Nuggets made the adjustment. They got two at the Timberwolves. So, I mean, that's a big little thing that they were able to do. It's just like back and forth punches.
Yes.
And, I mean, the Celtics and the Cavaliers going at it. You got to love to see it. Of course, that's going to continue tonight with Game 4. On top of that, the Thunder and the Mavericks, which Mavericks were able to take their second game of the series just the other night. Yeah. So you're really getting a lot of fun playoff. And this is what I like to see, because the first round, it was a little bit back and forth. We got a lot of shutouts. We got a little bit of interesting games. And then now in the second round, we're seeing the teams that looked untouchable being beaten and then being behind and then having to fight back for the first time this entire postseason.
Yeah, and people put a lot of faith in the Lakers, and I'll still never understand it. Like, yes, LeBron is there, but that team was so top-heavy, it was practically falling over.
Yeah, I forgot about the Lakers, I'm going to be honest. And on the other hand...
And you know the support that usually holds it up, like the coaching staff?
Yeah.
Non-existent.
Non-existent whatsoever. And now they're getting changed up all over the place. Now,
they fired their entire staff.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you who's on that freaking team anymore. Either way, over in the NHL side, Bandy, I am upset. I am furious. I am mad. The Bruins, again, are looking to be a little bit out of this playoff, all right? This is the opposite storyline we got last year. The Bruins were able to get up 3-0 on the Panthers.
Yep.
Then the Panthers were able to come back and bring it all the way back and win that series, okay? That was in round 1 last season. This year, of course, the Bruins almost lost to the Maple Leafs. Sorry, Maple Leafs fans, you guys will have to wait another 60 years. But the Bruins got past them after being scared a little bit in Game 7. They go into this game against the Panthers, finally at home. They were able to take one away as well in Florida, and it was a big win right off the bat, 5-1. The Panthers reply with a big goal. 6-1 was the Game 2. Panthers win that one. In Game 3, we see Marchand, of course, getting absolutely decked by Sam Bennett. I mean, he got lights out, knocked out. His body went straight numb, and I hate to see it.
Yeah, which it's dangerous. On the regular broadcast, like the angle they had just made it look like a normal check, and then it came out with that other footage from the opposite angle, and my God, like it was blatant. Yep,
I got it right here. We're just going to watch it.
You got it right here?
And then there's the
boom.
And the way that Sam Bennett kind of goes for it was almost like a stick check. He was trying to go for the stick check, but then he kind of forgets how to stick check, and he just grips that stick and then just punches him right in the face. And such a scary little injury, I would say. Definitely a concussion that Marchand's going to be having to deal with. A lot of fans, on the other hand, not much sympathy for the poor Marchand.
Yeah, it's like I saw one comment online where it's just like, well, hockey players punch each other in the face all the time. Like, it's not that big a deal. It's like,
now when they're going full speed on the skates.
There's a difference between throwing your gloves off and fighting somebody than just trying to check someone and sucker punching them in the face.
No doubt.
That's what it was. It was a cheap shot sucker punch.
No doubt about that. Well, Bandy, we got into a little bit of college football. Of course, the video game coming out soon enough. Who knows? We'll get a few leaks here in 3 or 4 days. I'm going to say they're leaks because that's the way EA is doing things. We got into, of course, Alabama baseball. They're looking forward to playing up against Auburn. Cannot wait for that series.
Yep.
And on top of that, a Tipsy Tuesday's right around the corner. But still, keep in touch with our socials because we are on location here at Cherokee Ridge Country Club for our charity classic golf event presented by Eagle Insulation to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So stick with us. Tom Abraham's going to be live on location as well later on. For me and the Bandy Man, this has been
Eagle Masonry and Insulation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle